Hello there, everybody. Welcome.
Hello, everyone. Hey, you.
This is Good Friday, right?
It
Hello
is.
there. Yes. Hope everybody's having a good, happy Good Friday. Checking my audio settings here, make sure everybody's working. Hello, Gary. Welcome, Susan F. Liana. Trista. Welcome, Trista. Gene Hudson. I was looking at dolls today, Gene. I was thinking about you. Yes, in Madison, Indiana.
You should come down here and get a few.
Whoa. People thought I was nuts walking around with the K2 meter. So, Crystal, nice to see you. You know, that doll in the car, that hand doll, talking to the driver. I thought about you when I saw that before you posted that. But anyways, welcome everybody. So Jennifer, how you doing?
Doing good. Getting ready to go hunting tonight. Ghost hunt.
Ooh,
I know.
right.
Friday night paranormal stuff. What about you? How you been doing?
Doing fine, doing fine. So wonderful. Welcome, Kathy A. and Lorna. Round of applause. So we are still talking about the Crentel case, correct?
The Net Krentel, yeah.
Yes. So
It's such a
interesting.
crazy, crazy case.
It is very disturbing.
Yeah.
It really is. So we'll jump right into it. I don't know
Awesome.
who's going to be on the case tonight because welcome, Rosemary. Nice to see you. Round of applause for you because it is Good Friday. I didn't get a head count. So we'll start out, Cindy. Nice to have you as well. We'll start out with Angela. Come on down, Angela. Welcome. Round
Hi.
of applause for you.
Hey, Angela.
Hi. So I'll jump right into the impressions that I got. The first thing, and I made a connection, was incredible pain on the top of my head, like I've been struck on the top of my head. Then I got a blow. I felt like there was pain or a blow to the back of my head, then to this side of my face. Um, I also got pressure on my throat, like somebody was strangling me, and there was just so much pain. It was hard for me to look past that and try to get information because I was in so much pain just connecting to her. And this is what I had wrote down. Top of the head hurts, feels like a hard blow. That there was a man involved. Um, and I heard her say, I've had bad relationships with men. Bad relationships with men. I kept hearing her say that. Like she had a long history of bad relationships with men. And for some reason, usually I get a lot of images, but I didn't get a whole lot of images. The only thing that I saw was a kitchen. And then I wrote down, felt the pain on top of my head. Fell forward. Um, and something, like it feels like something was in my head, like something was struck with such force. It was momentarily in my head. Type in front, put top and front right of head hurts. And I did some runes. The runes said there were money issues around this, money problems, money issues. And I had Othala upside down, which typically means financial, but turned upside down, financial problems, disinheritance, family problems, issues over inheritance. Like, for example, like if you're having a court battle over inheritance, things like that. Typically, you would associate with that room when it's inverted. And I saw a delay, like a delay in money or delay in getting something, and was part of the issue. And I saw judgment, as in a legal battle. Um, Someone didn't like that judgment or whatever that decision was. And I had man was that whoever did this, there's man. She kept showing me about in his 40s, kind of heavy set, uh, a white male, dark hair, very arrogant, thinks everything is his without having to work for it. Is his attitude. Um, I got that she stood up to him, but she kept having to defend herself against this person a lot.
Okay.
I I actually like this was constant. Like he was kept constantly standing up to this person. I turned on a tool called the Parabox just to see if I could get her voice to come through, and I heard what I believe was her say, "Investigated, help me, help me." She said my name, and then hurt, and then uh, now, and out, out. I got the impression of gravel. I see two men involved, and this man's has a sidekick, for lack of a better term, that always helps him out, like a bestie he's always around with. And she kept saying that he was. She told me that he was an unlikable man, and everybody would say that he was unlikable because his attitude was just so bad to be around. Beyond that, I don't have much else other than what I was given, and this came very, very fast. And then I had to try to do the best I can and just ask for much information as I can on that. But she did ask me for help, so I did help cross her over as well.
Oh, interesting. Interesting. Okay. All right, stand by. All right, next up will be Melinda, and let me bring up her video, which is right here in action. And there we go.
Hi, everybody. So I worked on this case for Grizz. It was a very hard case. The only thing Grizz told us was a picture. He'd give us the picture, and that was it. So basically, the actions I took, I performed intuitive evidential mediumship to try to determine, the perpetrator, the location, any weapons, possible if it's a homicide, what would be the motive, location, dowsing, and just a combination of using crystals and herbs also. So the first impression that I got, the first thing was I got she was deceased, and there was something to do because I almost felt like I was there with her, and there was like flames, so I smelled smoke. Um, but I couldn't really make out what was happening other than a lot of flames all around her. I did hear a gun, like a shot. A gun went off. So that was a little bit confusing too. Um, the dowsing I really didn't do other than to ask was she deceased. And 'cause like I said, I feel like this is a murder, so they have her body. Um, the motive for this crime had something to do with something she either heard or something she found, and she was getting ready to take that forward to the proper appropriate people. Um, I do feel there was a male that's a person of interest. I do feel that she knew this person and she was comfortable being around this person. Let's see here. I did see a silver and a black colored vehicles. They almost looked like a truck, but they could have been an SUV also. So there was a silver and a black one, and I did get some numbers and letters. So 3, 7, and 8, X-ray, Hotel, Charlie. So the criminal profile that I did, I feel that this person who did this had knowledge more about what they were doing and how they committed the crime. So, and again, I kept smelling smoke, and I kept smelling, like, I don't know, I don't know if it was gas or some kind of something that was, caused to start the fire. I did hear a gun. I seen a gun. So I felt like almost like she was possibly already deceased before the fire was started, but I'm not certain on that. So the summary is this was a murder. Uh, she didn't even suspect anything. This was going to happen. Like I said, she knew this person, she trusted this person. Um, Again, it was about overhearing or seeing something or found something that she shouldn't have, and she was getting ready to report it. Like almost like I keep seeing turn in evidence about something. I'm not really for sure. It was just I seen papers and I seen this and that, and it was very very confusing. I also seen money was centered around it. Money was centered around the situation also. Um, So sometimes when I see money, it could mean that there was a life insurance policy. It could mean that somebody was owed money or something. If she found something about money or something like that. But I do feel there's a lot more to this story than that I'm willing to put out here because I don't know who's watching this. That being said, I have to be very careful here. Um, but I smelled smoke. I saw flames. But again, I felt like she was already deceased. I saw a gun. I felt pain in the head. I do feel that she knew this person and trusted this person. Um, so that's basically everything that I got. I did put an image together, actually two, but one of the images I'm not going to show here for reasons of I want to be careful. Um, I will show you this one image. Let me get it pulled up. I don't think I've got it pulled up, so give me a second to go and find it. And then let's see if this is it. No, that's not it. Let's see here. Okay, I got it pulled up now, so let me just bring this down for a second. Sorry, guys. Should have had this ready, but I didn't. Okay. I'm getting ready to bring it up now. Let me scoot this over so I can share the screen. Okay. So that's the person that I do feel is a person of interest. This person needs to be spoken to. They may already have, but at the same time, I'm not for sure because I feel torn in both directions on that. So that's the one image I got. The other image, like I said, I'm not willing to share on here tonight. Grizz, I would share it with you if you would like to see it.
Yes, we
But
would.
other than that, guys, that's what I got. And I do appreciate you guys giving me the opportunity to come on and do this. I've been working outside some today and so pretty tired. But anyway, guys, until next time, much love and take care.
Interesting.
Yep. I'll have to bring up another picture.
Yes,
You know what I'm thinking.
I do. Chris is getting ready to walk into the studio, so we're going to give him a couple of seconds. So,
But I would love to see her other image
yes, I will get that to you. I'll make sure. Chris
because
says a couple more minutes he'll be in here. So, Angela, you hit a lot of same topics, I see.
Yes, yes, and pain was so bad in my head. At first, they felt on the top, and I felt on the back, and then I felt like out here. Um, it was so bad in my head, and I don't know if she was shot multiple times in the head or just had multiple blows to the head. I don't know, but I could tell you definitely a lot of head trauma, money, of course, and judgment came up,
Hey, Care
and
Bear.
legal issues. So it's
Yeah.
so whoever is involved in some sort of either trying to avoid a judgment or trying to get a judgment go his way or something on that issue, and money definitely was involved. And I just got the sense that she stood up to him and that he's And he's really the type of person that doesn't, I kept getting the sense of his personality of everything is mine, I deserve everything, and I don't have to earn anything kind of attitude. Like, this is where this attitude's coming from, and from this person who was responsible for this crime.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I think somebody would pick up on that, as a long-time acquaintances would probably, he may act friendly to a point, but he's the type of person, you give him an inch, he'll take a mile.
While we're killing a couple of minutes, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in. This case is it's got some twists and turns. Also, if you are looking at cases and you have cases, please submit them to Jennifer or I for us to review. We will put them in line and review the cases, and we may look into the cases and put them on our show for us to work. So please reach out to us and let us know, because that's how we do work our cases. And
Yes.
yeah, absolutely. I'm dying to see, you got those pictures? I'm dying to see if you got them pulled up. I'm just curious, Jennifer.
Of which there's something else I just found that I'm going to
you did
play.
I
found something else, but do you want to wait? Do you want to wait
Chris
for me
ain't
to...
Chris ain't gonna see it. Chris is driving. Okay. He's getting ready to walk in. Yeah, I have a good one. My neighbor and his girlfriend was murdered in Detroit, and killers never found. All right, Scott M., you got her email. Send it to us. Absolutely. And yeah, we'll definitely look at it. Absolutely, Scott. That's how we do our cases. People submit them into it, and we'll definitely take a look at it and put them in line. Absolutely. Thank you, Scott.
Hang on, I have to log into this thing.
You can send it to, you can use our Facebook, Grizzly Chris, or you can reach out to Jennifer, or you can send it to the Grizzly, the Paranormal, either or. Facebook, email, Jennifer. You can send it to either one of us. It doesn't matter. Because she gets it, I get it, she gets it. So we share like a pie. So I'm not a hog. So absolutely,
so,
Scott.
Trying to get something else. Continue. Okay. Subscribe. All right. So he's not going to see it.
No. Mm-mm.
All right. This is not. Okay. I know that. So we need to. All right.
Cindy says, Angela, you are so gifted.
All right. Here is the one. Here's not the one I was looking at. I might have to read that one, but here's the other one I had pulled up.
Okay.
Screen, audio.
Well, Eric, you need to be on the payroll.
All right. You ready?
For answers and the anniversary in the death of Nanette Crantel.
Crantel was found dead when her house burned down 5 years ago, but investigators uncovered that she had been shot before the fire. WGNO's Brittany Dixon joins us on the North Shore, where her friends and loved ones are holding a vigil. Brittany?
Yeah, Kurt, LBJ, people just started gathering for this vigil tonight to commemorate the 5-year anniversary of the death of Nanette Crantel. Now, family members tell me 5 years later, they still don't have many answers and haven't had much communication from investigators either.
One of the very first things out of my mouth, without knowing anything, was they killed her.
Lori Rando was a longtime friend of Nanette Crantel. She says when she found out Crantel's Lacombe area home had caught fire, she was devastated.
We had spoken the night before, and we were messaging each other back and forth on Facebook. And ironically, we were talking about the high school days. And
can you pause it?
Can
you pause it?
Yeah.
When I got a message.
Yep.
Okay.
It's paused.
All right. Next up, Inbal. She just cued in. Welcome. Nice to see you. How you doing?
Hi, great to see you guys.
Yes,
Oh,
I
I'm so
missed
excited
you.
that I made it.
Yes, absolutely. How have you been?
Yeah, not bad, thank you. How are you guys?
So you are famous. I see you in newspapers. I see you all over Facebook. I see you in everywhere over there. And yeah.
Do you know, I feel like there's a real interesting moment in alternative spirituality where the world has been so crazy that the press, the very sort of staid, ordinary press is going, do you know what? Let's give it a try. And so I've been doing lots of readings for the press about people in reality TV and people in the royal family and so on. And there's a lot more interest in astrology, which I deal with as well. It's a really interesting moment because I've been kind of working with the media and alongside the media, and
Yes, you have.
it's been a long time. It's been about 24 years, and I feel like in the beginning I really had to apologize for, I'm so sorry, I'm just sort of coming in as a psychic, bit of a fun item, whereas now it's like, let's check with a psychic, let's see what Kanye West's wife is up to. Why not? And that transformation to me is a little bit mind-blowing because what changed? It's not like we've been through anything any more traumatic than previous generations, and this is like a whole rant because obviously we've been through like a big pandemic and wars and so on. But I remember when I was a child and I complained to my grandmother about how difficult our generation had it. My grandmother and her sisters were like, we had like what do you call black box?
Yes.
So every generation has got their trauma, and in a very interesting way, this is the moment the press has decided to suddenly be open-minded about tarot cards, and I'm in the exact kind of intersection where they came and asked me. So I don't know exactly which publication you saw, but I'm like in all of them. Yeah, no, it's true. Sorry, it's a little bit embarrassing because the work I'm passionate about. The work I'm passionate
Yes.
about is like working one-on-one with people and helping them sort of become their best selves, and sort of and empowering people that are feeling at their lowest ebb. And I feel like the tarot is such an incredible tool for transformation and that. And then it's like, and let's see whether Taylor Swift has got engaged.
Right.
I'm blushing. It's a little embarrassing for me to kind of admit to it, but I have to tell you, I love it.
Yes. Well, you're very well and good at it. I can tell you that much.
Thank you. Thank you so
Absolutely.
much. Right. But yeah, bringing the energy right back down. So I'm going to have a look at our subject. As you know, I never sort of check beforehand because I love my tarot, and I think it gives the best results, the best evidence, the best reactions when I go for it live. So I'm going to switch my browsers so that I
Okay.
can look at the picture. So hopefully I'm still connected to you.
Yes, ma'am.
And I'm going to shuffle my cards and see what I can pick up on this lovely lady. So I'll start with some general cards about her and about why we're looking at her. So very interestingly about her, I see her as a very calm, very balanced person. I'm not seeing a lot of drama around her in terms of anything out of the ordinary, not a particularly traumatic start in life. I feel like she was surrounded by people who loved her. I feel like she was in a situation where she wasn't able to leave. So I don't know if it's for example, a marriage that she didn't want to stay in, and that that leaving was not an option for her, or something like that. So it shows her like mentally trapped, but not physically trapped. And then if I'm looking at why she's here, so why she's, on the show with us today, really interestingly, I'm seeing a lot of knives. So that's already sort of an alarming start, because it's showing a lot of quietude. So however she met her end, or whatever disappearance we're dealing with, it looks like there's no noise there. No noise to me means either something happening while she was asleep, or her being approached or accosted by people who she already knew, and therefore there was no cause for alarm at first. It looks like she had an idea where she was going at first, and she might have even got to where she was going, but it looks like that took her somewhere dangerous, where it was meant to take her somewhere safe. And although all of that seems very calm and peaceful, I do see a struggle. But like I said, I feel like the struggle is in silence as well. So it's possible that she was gagged or even drugged to be silent. Let's look at the surroundings around her, if that gives me a clue. Right, the surroundings look very, very unusual. It's showing me a lot of light and a lot of dark. So it could be something like tall redwoods at sunset, where we have a lot of shade and a lot of sort of bright red colors. It's showing me some water, not immediately near, but kind of within reach. So perhaps with a lake or a river not far away. I don't see the passing or the disappearance connected with the water. That is to say that I'm not seeing a drowning or anything like that. Let's see what people are showing up around her. Right, it's showing two main people involved in the story. One very free-spirited younger person, looks like a male, and one either older or similar age to her, more settled in her ways, person, possibly a woman, and that woman is a mother. It looks like the people who are involved in her story are very, very close to her, people that she loved. So somebody knows something. Somebody knows something. There are people that are around. There are people who are alive, who can be contacted for information. And let me just sort of check whether this is something that can realistically be resolved or not. It looks like it's something that can realistically be resolved, because there are some small bits of evidence that are either undiscovered or haven't been fully explored in terms of DNA evidence or anything like that. I feel like the people who know something are not going to speak. I feel like they've already been interviewed and have somehow got away with lying. So this is what I've got. I feel like there's probably a lot more going on there than I could even sort of get into, because each one of the cards was very talkative. Do you know what I mean?
Yes,
Was very
interesting.
keen to sort of reveal more and more. So I'm looking forward to learning along with everybody.
Yes. Interesting. Stand
Yeah.
by. Thank you. All right. Christopher, welcome. How you doing?
Fantastic. Glad to be here finally.
Yes. All
Hey,
right.
Chris.
Take it away.
All right, so I did several pages of remote viewing for this case, and instantly, as soon as I began, I started hearing the word sneaky, almost like this was a planned attack, and they did it without her having any clues that they were on to her. I got a subject and also picked up possibly 2 to 3 subjects or people. I got that she was very kind and polite, and something about she loved dogs a lot, like she had a real heartfelt like feeling for dogs. Maybe I think she even had a couple of dogs. She loved to have fun and was always willing to go the extra mile to help somebody. And she never could say, almost like she could never say no to somebody. Like she had that kind of a heart. but then I started picking up on the more of the sadder part of the story. I kept seeing like gray smoke, something to do with the fire, and animals involved in the fire. I don't know how those, unless the animals were killed. I was picking up on like a gun, but not a large gun, more like almost like a water pistol, handheld size, and something about head wound, like maybe right here, and I was picking up on a feud or a fight, and I felt like it was either a family member or a friend of the family that got aggravated or upset because she wasn't seeing things his way, and so some kind of like fight broke out and then kind of got worse. And the gentleman that did this to her, I kept seeing like maybe brown hair, possibly like maybe a light brown mustache, and I kept hearing the name either Mike or Mark, with something to do with an M. And I also picked up on kept hearing the words like didn't go according to plan. I kept hearing that a few times, and something about he was hoping for something, but it didn't go according to plan. And that is my remote viewing for this case.
All right. Thank you, Christopher. And if you stand by, we're going to have Jennifer replay that news clip from the beginning, if she don't mind. And this will bring everybody up to speed here. All right, ladies and gentlemen, stand by as she brings that up. And very interesting. And action here.
The search for answers and the anniversary in the death of Crantel.
Crantel was found dead when her house burned down 5 years ago, but investigators uncovered that she had been shot before the fire. WGNO's Brittany Dixon joins us on the North Shore, where her friends and loved ones are holding a vigil. Brittany?
Yeah, Kurt, LBJ, people just started gathering for this vigil tonight to commemorate the 5-year anniversary of Nanette Crantel. Tell me, 5 years later, they still don't have many answers and haven't had much communication from investigators either.
One of the very first things out of my mouth, without knowing anything, was they killed her.
Lori Rando was a longtime friend of Nanette Crantel. She says when she found out Crantel's Lacombe area home had caught fire, she was devastated.
We had spoken the night before, and we were messaging each other back and forth on Facebook. And ironically, we were talking about the high school days. So when I got a message the evening of the 14th, I couldn't believe it.
Crantel was found shot dead inside the home, and whoever is responsible remains a mystery.
Definitely some anger mixed in. That nothing seems to be really happening.
Loved ones say they have an idea of who killed Crantel, but the sheriff's office has never named a suspect. Nearly 2 years ago, the case was turned over to the district attorney, but her family feels left in the dark.
And they can only go with what evidence they have. I just wish I knew what that was. I wish I could see what evidence there was, what they need to figure something out.
While Watson tells us the last time she spoke with any investigators with the district attorney's office, they told her the investigation is essentially starting over because they believe it wasn't done right the first time. We did reach out to the district attorney and the sheriff's office today. Both of them declined to comment.
All right, Brittany Dixon reporting for us on the North Shore.
She said right there, they
All right.
killed her.
Yep, she did. If you want, I can share an image of one person who was considered a person of interest
I would
in the
love
case.
that, please.
Okay, this is one of them. And here we go. I don't need the audio, but that's okay. And we're going to go right there. This man right here.
Oh, wow.
That's one of them. So I will show you a picture of another person when I find it. That they
So
interviewed.
basically, they probably had evidence on that subject, it sounds like, but they didn't do the case right, and the evidence they had was probably not the right way, so they probably couldn't prosecute it in the court of law, is what it sounds like. Did I just say that?
Sort of. Yeah, sort of. They had enough evidence this is getting irritating. They had enough evidence to question that person. That was the brother-in-law of the victim, who had at the time an ankle monitor bracelet on that was supposed to monitor not only alcohol, because he had been arrested for a drunk driving offense times, I don't know which time this was, but there have been many. And he was also supposed to have his location turned on the bracelet, and a geofence put around the victim's house where, the brother lives. So we have brother-in-law and brother married to the victim. And after Nanette's murder, they found out that location service was never turned on.
Wow.
And that person of interest was cleared, and this is what was written, because they say there's video or testimony that he was at their parents' house during that time frame. Supposedly, allegedly.
Oh.
And he had made threats to the victim and her husband.
Wow.
Do we have a photo of him or
of the
picture of
husband?
him?
No, I mean, family's going to protect family.
No, what I shared was the brother-in-law.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you want to see a picture of the husband?
Yeah, I do. Yes, just for giggles.
Let me find him. I have an article.
Our disclaimer is all parties are innocent until proven guilty in a court of law, and this is for entertainment purposes only.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
thank you, Eric. I know, but yeah, it's exactly what I'm thinking. Because when somebody says they have to start over with the clean slate, it's what it sounds like. So but it's interesting. Everybody hit on everything. It really is.
All right. So, nope, it's not going to let me do it. Keeps wanting me to subscribe. I subscribe to this paper. I don't know why.
But the friend of the victim knows who done it.
They all suspect a specific person. Yes.
Yes.
I don't want to say who that is.
So we got another suspect, and I'll keep everybody brief on it. Yeah, I know, right, Gene? Sounds like to me someone who handled the evidence, and that actually could be a possibility. But I bet you whoever handled the evidence really did a boogaroo on that and didn't do the right thing in documenting.
But they also, I'll share this screen. They also didn't secure the scene.
That's what I figured. I didn't know
Yeah.
that. That's what I was thinking.
They didn't, because they thought she died in a fire, and no one, I mean, it was so hot. I don't know how they didn't suspect that it was arson, but they didn't. And so everyone and their brother was trampling all over the scene, including the family, a stepson, the husband.
Yeah, and that's when they found out that there was no smoke inhalation in the lungs.
5 days after the fire.
Right.
5 days. And then that's when they found the bullet wound with no exit wound. The bullet remained lodged in her skull.
Right.
Oh my, that's what I got, was the impression of something stuck in my head.
Yes.
Same
That was
here.
the object.
Exactly.
If you can see right here, can you guys see my screen?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Right here?
Didn't
This-
somebody say an older guy?
This is
Yeah?
her husband.
Okay.
And this is a
Is he
family
a fire
portrait of
chief?
him. Look, yep, and look right here. This right here with the three of them. That is stepson, her, and a younger version of husband, who to me looks very similar to a photo that was drawn and sketch that was drawn.
Interesting.
He was suspended from the fire department, and he ultimately retired because of allegations of sexual misconduct with fellow employees and allegations of stealing air conditioning units from ambulances.
Wow.
And the wife knew about the affair. So,
Interesting.
yep.
All right. Well, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Interesting. We'll keep you posted. Thank you for joining. And I want everybody to have a happy Easter. Enjoy everything. And thank you for your all's time. And
Thank
from
you
coast
guys
to
so much.
coast, have a good night, everybody. Bye-bye.